The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
We try to have fun every morning. I mean, you know, we want to make sure that you laugh or dance or sing or cry or just, you know, enjoy as we take you through 3 hours in the morning. Kind of a little escape from life kind of stuff.
You think anybody's ever danced to your to-dos?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure.
That's awesome.
So we have a nice container of dog chew toys in honor of Bark in the Park tonight over at Danlaw Field at Rip Griffin Park. The game starts at 6:35 tonight. Gates will open, what, about a half hour before game time, right? About 5:30 tonight. Yeah, I
would guess
right about that.
A couple hours, or yeah. I mean, at least an hour.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
I don't know for certain.
Yeah, and so you got to, if you're bringing your dog to the park tonight, you've got to be on a leash, right? Dog's got to be on a leash. They just can't run willy nilly through the.
I don't think that happens. Yeah,
but I mean, you want them on a leash, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah, you want them on a leash.
I think that would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, because you don't want dogs running all over the baseball field. That would not be ideal. But in honor of that,
hang on, you may just talk me into something here.
If you'll send us a picture of your dog and your dog's first and last name, you might win a big old nice container of dog chew toys that are all baseball related. So it's cool. If you're watching us on television on Fox 34 News Now or on YouTube or on our streaming channel, or you can go to the Double T 97.3 mobile app and click on the video portion of our fine radio program. You can see us there with smiling faces and dog chew toys. All you have to do is send it to the Yates Flooring Center chat line, picture of your dog and your dog's name, first and last name. Okay?
We're going to pull a name out of the hat at 8:30 and pick a winner. So you have to be listening at 8:30.
Yeah. So Jeff sent in a picture of his dog, Indiana. Okay. All right.
He can't win.
He cannot win.
But doesn't mean he's not cute.
Right. Right. Do your children listen to this show? Would they send in a picture of Winfield for us?
They do not listen to the show. No.
Okay. They don't tune in to see what you're up to and make sure that you're in your spot and not getting out of bounds and things along those lines with their tails.
One of them's working and one of them's sleeping, so okay. I don't think either one of them is.
Okay. All right. And Mrs. Lent, she's
probably getting ready for work.
Dismissive of this show, probably. It's like, no.
I don't think she...
At least two members of it, anyway.
I don't think she spends a lot of time watching this show, correct?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so if you want to send a picture of your dog, you certainly can, and you can take them to the park tonight. All right, we've got a Red Raider in the portal, Jamie, from yesterday. Leon Horner has decided that he wants to take his talents elsewhere. Thoughts on losing him?
You know, in this era of the transfer portal and all that, I think I've become numb to so much of this. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you, when I saw this news yesterday, it bummed me out a little bit. I just, Horner looked like a guy that was, just kind of scratching the surface of what he could be. I felt like he was one of a few players that played really hard there and at the end of the season, and I would get, I just he's a guy man, I'd love to see how he develops, right? Mm-hmm. Love to watch him get better over the next 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, but he's smart enough to realize that he didn't play a ton. And so almost hey, the coaching staff didn't think that highly of me. Otherwise, I would have played more. So I'll go elsewhere. I get it. I'm not mad at either side. I'm just disappointed because I think he looks like I'm not saying he's going to be an NBA superstar someday. I just think he's just scratched the surface on how good he can be. He's a fun guy to watch play, and I feel like he plays hard. He gives a lot of effort and energy, and I'm disappointed he's not going to be a Red Raider.
Yeah, he played in 24 games, didn't start any, averaged 8.5 minutes a ball game, averaged 2.7 points a game, 1.9 rebounds a contest. He was 10th on the team in minutes played. So
I mean, he's not a guy that we're going to be looking at going, okay, how do you replace him? He's not. I get it. I understand.
No.
And you can upgrade with some guy who's played 3 years of college basketball already and all that good stuff. I understand. It's just I like watching certain guys develop, and because he played so hard, he was fun to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of an energy guy, right? When he came in and he was willing to do some of the dirty things, and you just wonder, okay, with another off season, and by the time you got to December or January, could he be a more of a contributor?
Mm-hmm. It's a funny way you said that. He's willing to do some of the dirty things. He's out there taking guys, elbowing guys in the ribs, taking guys out at the knee. He's a hustle guy.
But
he was. I guess it's just a funny way that you said that. Like, he's willing to rebound and play defense and do some of the dirty work. I get it. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's really
just.
Well, I mean, you've got these players that come off the bench, and you'll see on the, at least on the women's side, you'll see on the scouting report, energy player, don't let her become a part of the game. 50-50 balls, don't let her win, because a guy like Leon Horner, when he comes in, he can spark the rest of the team, and while he may only be in for a few minutes, what he does might energize the other four, and you miss out on what a guy like that can provide to your team, and maybe also in practice, being a good practice player too, and who knows, developing into being more than just a role player for your team. And he might be a guy that a year from now or 2 years from now, you're like, hey, remember Leon Horner? Yeah, he's the sixth man for XYZ team, whatever. All right, continue to send us your dog pictures. And remember, first and last name, picture of the dog, and you might win a nice box of chew toys, baseball related, for your dog. Not for your cat, not for your ferret, but for your dog. Okay, this is a dog thing today because of Bark in the Park. Right?
Do ferrets need chew toys?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's an honest question. I don't know.
I don't know.
Seems like a good pet for Chuck.
It seems like just something that I could come up with off the top of my head, so to speak.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. Second day of April 2026. Got a rocket on the way to the moon. With this day in sports history, here is Jeff McGuire.
Yeah, how did that go yesterday?
It was awesome.
Okay, I heard that it
awesome.
went. I have not seen any video yet.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. We had the Phenoms happened to be over. Grandma was picking them up from school, and I said, "Hey, I'm on my way home. Just bring them by, and we'll watch it together." So we watched it together. It was really, really cool, and I think they had a successful launch, which is great. That's what you want.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
One of my buddy's daughters was very uninterested. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like, no, you're watching this. Mm-hmm. This is important. And yeah, she said she had a good time.
So how long before they come back?
They're out 10 days, so it's going to take them 6 days to get to the moon. They'll loop around it. They're not doing they'll be several thousand miles actually away from the moon, but compared to where we are today, 240,000 miles away from the moon, they'll be about 4,000 when they do the loop around. But they'll be further than anybody's ever gone from Earth at the end of the day, and then they'll see the backside of the moon, which human eyes have never seen. So they might actually get some,
except for all the pictures we've seen. And all the other Apollo astronauts that flew around.
But there's parts of it that have not been seen. And then the other thing is there's the thought that you might get some better views because you're not so close to it, the forest for the trees kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So you said you had, one of you two said you had a friend that made their kid watch it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've never done that, but the last time the Yankees won the World Series, I took my kid woke her up, got her out of bed, and I had her sit on my lap and watch the final out.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's similar, right?
It's very similar,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, the young phenom said it was the coolest thing he'd seen. So, I mean, I don't know if that...
Wow, and he sees you all the
I
time.
know he does, right? He's seen a lot of cool things, so... But it was really cool. It was really good. All right, Mr. McGuire.
Now that I'm completely ruining this day in sports history, talking, sports. 1939, the 6th U.S. Masters Tournament.
Wow.
Ralph Goodall wins his only Masters title with a tournament record 279, which was 9 under. One stroke ahead of runner-up Sam Snead.
But they still called him, every time they introduced him, Masters champion, Ralph Goodall.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
1962, Remy Branson survived 7 walks and 2 wild pitches for Texas Tech's second no-hitter. A 2-0 home run, a 2-0 home win over Eastern New Mexico. They could duplicate that feat today. We would not be upset.
No, we wouldn't.
1976, Oakland Athletics trade 2 key members from their recent World Series championship team, sending outfielder Reggie Jackson and pitcher Ken Holtzman to the Baltimore Orioles in exchange for outfielders Don Baylor and pitchers Mike Torres and Paul Mitchell.
Yeah, and Reggie would be there 1 year, and then he would sign his deal with the Yankees as a free agent the next year. People forget that Reggie Jackson played for the Baltimore Orioles.
1980. In his first full NHL season, Wayne Gretzky scores for the Edmonton Oilers in a 1-1 tie with the Minnesota North Stars to become the youngest player to reach 50 goals at 19 years, 2 months of age. 2006, Kyle Martin hits his 3rd homer in 2 games, and freshman Roger Koresnik drives in 4 as Texas Tech upsets number 24 Baylor 14-1. And in 2010, Jamadra Magruder gets 4 hits, 4 runs, a home run, and a steal as Texas Tech uses a 7-run 3rd inning to beat Kansas State 13-4. That's a good day. It is the first Thursday in April, so it's National Burrito Day. It is also Love Your Produce Manager Day and National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
Jeff almost told you, Chuck, it was Love Your Producer Day.
Almost. I stopped. I knew it wasn't real. That comes later.
I love all of our producers, Jeff. Okay, most of them.
Happy birthday. Pedro Pascal is 51. Michael Fassbender, 49. Clark Gregg is 64. Linda Hunt, 81. And Bobby Bones, our compadre from down the hall, 46. And Stanley Kubiak's 2001 A Space Odyssey has its world theatrical premiere on this day in 1968. Figure it was fitting since we're going to the moon. Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars, while Charles Champlin of the Los Angeles Times called it the ultimate statement of a science fiction film. Audiences seem to agree with him, flocking to the film upon its release and creating such a demand that many American theaters screened it regularly for over a year. The film went on to win an Oscar for Best Visual Effects and numerous other awards. Today, it is regarded not only as the seminal work of science fiction, but also as one of the defining films of the 20th century.
What year did that come out again?
1968.
I want to say we saw that at the drive-in, and that was a pretty complicated movie for an 8-9-year-old.
Yes.
I mean, I think my parents thought it was more space-related than it was anything else, because
extremely space-related.
Well, yeah, but I mean more, but not as complicated as it was.
It is a very complicated movie.
Because we're all caught up in in the space race and Apollo and going to the moon and all that kind of stuff, and I just remember it being a very complicated, deep, and hard to understand movie as a kid.
You like complicated movies?
Not really. I like simple stuff at the movies.
On occasion.
Yeah, that's with me too. It just kind of depends.
But it was just really, it's really deep, and
you had to pay attention and know what you were paying attention to the first time watching this movie. Yeah, the beginning, 15 minutes or so, where they're kind of just giving you the idea of what the monolith does. It's every time it shows up, there's a major change in history, but it starts at the apes. The monolith shows up, and then we can use tools. Like that's kind of, but it has to build all the way through that. And then there's the really nice transition of throwing the bone up in the air, which they used as a club, and it turning into a space station.
Yeah, it was a little bizarre.
Sounds bizarre.
Yeah, it was a little bizarre.
2001: A Space Odyssey, by the way.
Yeah, I was responding to. Yeah.
He's a good one.
Yeah. All right, 6:52 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Take your thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Final Four is this weekend, and yes, we'll have coverage for you on Saturday as Final Four take place. Our coverage begins at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. I'm wondering if the national championship game is being played in the late game, or if the national champion is going to come out of the early game. The reason I say that is you have the two number ones playing the late game on Saturday, Michigan and Arizona, while Illinois and UConn play the early game. If you look at the majority of brackets across the country, people have either Arizona or Michigan winning it all. But I don't know, something tells me it's going to come between Illinois and UConn. I mean, and if when you look at it, if anybody other than UConn wins it, it's going to be somebody that hasn't won it in quite some time. Mm-hmm. For Michigan, you got to go back to 1989. For Arizona, 1997. Illinois, I don't think they've ever won a basketball national championship. And UConn, of course, Dan Hurley's looking for his third.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason I'm rooting for anybody but UConn. Well, I think I guess it's probably more about just Hurley's personality than anything else.
He's got one. There's no doubt about it.
That's well said, Chuck. He definitely does.
He's got one. He's kind of one of those guys where if he's your coach, you probably love him for the most part. I'm not saying you, but no, I'm not saying you because you I don't think you would regardless. But most would say I hate him, but if he's with me, I probably love him.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. So spring football practice continues today for the Red Raiders as they're counting it down to the spring event and the spring game, however they're going to do that. I mean, it's a showcase, probably more than anything else. And I'm thinking there's a media availability today at 4 o'clock to go over and watch, and I'm thinking about doing that. If you were able to do that, because you'll be over at baseball tonight, what would you be watching for? Like, what would be something that you would be on the lookout for? It's like, okay, I'm only going to get, because you're only going to get, let's just say between 15 minutes and 30 minutes. And there's certain things that go on during practice, and you can go from like position group to position group. But what's something that you would like to, that you would put your eyes on overall?
I don't think there's a lot to be gained by you going and watching. I'm not suggesting you don't go and watch. Mm-hmm. Maybe you could look at like size, and you could say, man, our offensive line is big, or man, our defensive line is big. Mm-hmm. We know our quarterback has a strong arm. We know our receivers can catch the ball. If not, they wouldn't be here playing Division I football in the Power 4 level. Okay.
That's where I'm going probably.
Okay. Boy, that guy can really zing it. Okay. I mean, we're a top 10 team in the country. If we have a quarterback that can't zing it, what are we doing? Right?
No, I gotcha. Makes a lot of sense.
We're paying him $5 million. He better be able to zing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what we're paying him?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
5.
Wow. Yeah.
I had 3 in my head, and I thought that was a lot.
Chump change. Chump change. Question is, what are we paying Cincinnati? That's a different story, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is on that. I think it's a mill.
I think that's just kind of gone away.
Yeah.
What would I look for? I guess more than anything. I mean, if I'm just being honest and what are you going to gain from that, from doing it? I think it's great that you do it. You get to see what guys look like and their style, whatever. That's fair. That's
I always
fun.
learn. I will tell you this. I always learn something when I go to one of those things. I do. I always learn something.
For those of you that say I don't, I don't have to say everything I think. This is one of these moments. I think, again, you can look at size and all that good stuff and maybe quickness of certain positions. Your running backs and your wide receivers and your corners and your safeties are fast, but if you feel like, well, that's a big athletic defensive line, or boy, that guy is an offensive lineman, he moves well, you could probably get that. I mean, maybe if there's a new coach and you could figure out, man, that he's really intense or something like that. You could learn that. But I mean, the 15 or 30 minutes they open it up for, that's for the TV people, right? To get some video to show during the 6 o'clock newscast tonight and the 10 o'clock and all that good stuff. So I think it's hard to gauge and specifically how good any one player is, or maybe if they were having some drills where it was wide receivers and corners one-on-one, you could kind of gauge some stuff there a little bit in that regard. I
don't know that I've seen that. I've seen like the corners working by themselves and somebody throwing a ball against them, or the receivers. The receivers are generally, they're working on something in the inside the 10-yard line or something along those lines. Bobby Hot Dogs brings up the lookout for the dual threat kicker punter. Yeah, I mean that's possible.
What about triple threat? One who can throw the football too.
That'd be awesome, right? If you had a kicker that could throw it, and they just snap the ball back to him.
I think they should ask Jesse Rusnick if he's a multi-threat kicker punter.
I mean, the guy's got some size. There's no question, right? Isn't he 6'2"?
Is he that big? He just looks shorter.
I would have to. I'd have to look at the roster for sure to give you an idea on that.
Don't hurt yourself. I got it right here. And pull a hamstring.
He's 6 foot. He's 193.
Yeah, that's shorter than most guys on the team.
Probably so. Yeah. But I mean, is there anybody on the baseball team that has football acumen, or had played high school football? I mean, I would think.
I'm sure there are a lot of high school football players on the baseball team.
I think Lincoln Garcia probably is a guy that was pretty good on the football field at one point in time in his life.
Looks like he'd be a good receiver. Or
a good athlete. I mean, 6'5", he's 218. But you can make more money playing baseball than you can football.
Not at the college level.
Yeah, right. It's true. That's true. The execution of Chuck's favorite play, the RKO, run, kick option. Okay. All right. I know I was going to open myself up a little bit here, but it is what
I just again, I think you can maybe there's a guy that's coming off injury and you're able to say, well, he doesn't have his burst yet.
Maybe I'll ask Coach McGuire, because he comes over and says hi. I'll say, hey, what should I look for today? What do you want me to watch today? He might say, go chase cars, He'd be like, oh, man, that's a great question. Look at 73 over here. He's a up-and-comer,
Yeah, Chuck, let me tell you, there's some really great things going on at the front door. You should head over there and give them a look.
That. I think he would. I think he would say, I think if I said to him, hey, what should I watch while I'm out here? We only get a few minutes. What should I look for? He goes, oh, man.
Chuck,
here we go.
That jacket. You like it? It looks good, man. Yeah. Here's my business.
There's so many things that I regret on this show. So many things. And
I just want you to go somewhere like this. I just want it so bad.
What?
I just want you to go somewhere like this and just view. just not talk and just watch.
Oh, my
just
God.
soak it all in.
People would want to know what's wrong with me.
And just in the amount that I think you could learn, because I think you're a bright guy, I think you could learn a lot.
Right.
Okay? But, I mean, it's your favorite saying that your grandmother gave to you.
My mom. Oh, you ain't learning nothing when you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my grandfather's sign.
I'm sorry. I thought it was your grandmother.
No, it was
My
my
bad.
grandfather's sign, but it was my mom that
I feel like
tried to get me to do that.
if you just went to these things, not to be seen and talked to, not to talk to Coach McGuire or any of the highfalutin media that you think are higher than Jeff and I on the food chain of Lubbock media.
Big
nobody,
list, though.
no-
Big list. Yeah.
I mean, that covers
If
a
you
big
just
list.
went
Nobody.
to actually watch the sport,
Yeah.
I bet you could learn some stuff.
I do. I usually, I talk to some of the highfalutins,
You don't.
But Coach McGuire talks to everybody. He goes and he's a
politician. Yes.
Yeah, he's a handshaking guy.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe
Which is a very positive thing about him.
Oh my God, yeah, and he has the uncanny ability to remember everybody's name too. And he's got that photographic memory to be able to do that. He's really good at that.
You think he knows Jeff and my name?
I think he knows
We
Jeff's
don't-
I
name.
do
We don't
not
put
think he
him in.
knows my name.
I'm not in front of him a lot. Jeff is.
And I am very careful not to mention my name. Because then what happens in the press conference? Oh, Jeff McGuire, where are you from? That's what's going to happen, and I'm trying to avoid
I want
that.
you every time you speak to him to just say, "Hey, Jeff McGuire, Double T 97.3."
That's not going to happen.
I want you to do the same thing, Chuck.
He knows who I am.
Everybody knows who you are.
Not everybody. This Chuck continues to talk. LOL. It's a talk show. Okay,
It is. Yeah, we require him. We actually pay him to talk.
It's a talk show.
Yes.
It's part of my job.
But I think I think you'd have great stories if you went today with the purpose of not talking.
I'm going to be a wooden Indian and just not talk. What's wrong with you? Not allowed to talk today.
Survey says.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. That was funny.
It used to be a game. Now it's probably politically incorrect.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, today I am going to do something you never thought you really wanted to do. I am going to put each and every one of you in Chuck's shoes.
Oh my.
If you were going to the Red Raider football practice today, what would be one thing? You can pick anything that you would want to see that would make you more encouraged about the season in front.
Okay. Do you want me to
Yeah,
go first?
you have to be in your own shoes.
Okay, I'll be on my own shoes.
And we're promising it won't be the ones that have holes in them. Yeah, he got rid of those a long time ago.
I did a long time ago.
Yeah, some of his nice ones. Yeah, not his slides or his sliders.
I don't have slides anymore. I got rid of all the slides.
Okay,
I still have a pair of flip-flops.
so you've gotten rid of all of your shoes that have holes in them and all of your slides.
Okay, again,
I feel like we have helped Chuck become a better Chuck.
again, that was at a point in time when I had kids in college and I was not caring for them. Yes, it was.
This has nothing to do with money.
It
You
did
were
have-
still
This
paying
has
for kids in
nothing
college, but
to
she
do
was out of
with
college by
money.
then.
It really
It has nothing to do.
it really did.
Okay, you can stop talking because nobody believes you.
Okay, well, believe all you want. Believe all you want. Let's see here. For me, I want to go to football practice, and I want to see the quarterback being the quarterback. To me, if you have a football team and you don't have a quarterback that can quarterback, then you don't have a football team. I want to see that ball. I want to see it go down the field. I want to see flames coming off the end of that football. Flames, and I want to see the other.
Is that gonna be hard to catch?
At the other end, I want to see somebody with gloves on their hands that's catching the damn ball. Okay,
Hopefully they're fire retardant.
that's what I want to see. I want to see that ball go, and and then I want to see somebody run underneath and go, shoo, and then touchdown Red Raiders. That's what I want to see. Okay. I mean, you can go over and watch the linemen block and all that kind of stuff. You can go watch the cornerbacks be the cornerbacks and all that kind of stuff. You can watch the running backs kind of do their, half drill going through the line and, all this kind of stuff. The bullhorn will go off and everybody will run to where they're supposed to go. I want to see the quarterback. I'm going to where the quarterback's going. I want to see whatever number he is, 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. I think he's 2. I want to see 2 throw the ball.
He's 2.
Okay. Jeff?
But not Trey White, though, right?
No.
He's also number 2, in case you were wondering.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Why do we have 2 2s?
Like this
one
is
on offense and one on defense.
I know, but the one on defense.
Yeah.
Trey White on
this
defense.
Is not new.
Okay. Right. No, I was thinking you were going to tell me we had 2 quarterbacks.
Did we just introduce you to college football?
No.
It's always been a thorn in my side, but I mean,
I'm with you on that.
Can we stop? Can we just stop?
Can we stop?
Yeah. We have enough numbers. Why do we have?
We ain't the Yankees that are down to like 1 single digit that they haven't retired.
Just can we stop?
Can we stop? It's so.
I'm serious. If I was the commissioner of college football, that'd be a rule I'd put in place.
That's so mid. That is so mid.
It's beyond mid. It's sus, Chuck.
Sus. Okay, Jeff.
I want to see an attacking offense. That would make me feel better going. And I already feel really good about the season. Let's make this clear. But where you are forcing the issue on offense against your defense, that you are throwing the ball down the field, that you are doing. And what I mean by that, it's not just throwing the deep ball, but it's also the 5-yard precision quick passes where it's quick strike, moving the ball, attacking the defense as opposed to the, well, what are you guys going to give us this time? Oh, look, you're going to give me a little 3-yard little thing here. Cool. I'm going to take that now. I want the offense to impose their will on the defense a little.
Okay. I mentioned to you guys earlier, Chuck, when you were asking me what you should look for. Mm-hmm. One of the things I mentioned was if there was a guy that was coming off an injury, how he looked. Mm-hmm. And I think I would feel good if I saw Quentin Joyner out there jumping around, whether they're taking contact or not, but just making jump cuts and looking clean and not looking like he's bothered by the knee at all, like it's slowing him down. Like, okay, well, he's still not 100%. It's going to take some time to work him back in or whatever. I want to see him be, man, he's ready to go. Oh
man,
yeah. So
I think Coach McGuire would tell you that he's ready to go.
Okay, so that's what I would want to see. Yeah, that's
basically what he said last week when I went to the Red Raider Club function. That there's kind of a running joke between the two of them about how you're ready, I'm ready, all those kinds of things. So I think he would tell you that he's. I don't know if he would tell you like if there was a game today that he's playing, but I think he's 99.9% there. I think is what he would tell you.
I think. I think that I want to see him look healthy and look ready to go. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's see here. We don't quite have enough numbers. I think there's 105 on the roster counting walk-ons. My most boomer take is I want more wide receivers and defensive line numbers with jerseys in the 80s, 90s numbers. Too many of those guys with single digits and teen jersey numbers. Okay.
I don't hate what he's talking about there.
Yeah.
Seeing a big, huge dude wear number 1 cracks me up.
Right. Yeah. I love when my football makes that noise. Okay. I was watching the.
You must have one of those Nerf ones that has the zing in it.
Oh yeah, right. It has the little.
Yeah.
I was watching the Artemis 2.
It's more of like a whistle.
Yeah. I was watching the Artemis 2 launch coverage yesterday. They had Bill Nye, the science guy, on, and he actually made noises. He was like, and he was like, I was like, hey, I'm like Bill Nye, the science guy.
Just like him. Totally believable on both parts.
I knew you guys would like that. This person says, I want to see who the leaders are whose voices are impactful. I think that's a great comment to make. I don't think you necessarily see that, but I think that's a good thought.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a really good one. Yeah, because you lost so many great leaders from last year, specifically your one on defense, the lead guy, and Jacob Rodriguez, and the one on offense, and Baron Morton.
You have to get there at the very beginning of practice to be able to see, when they huddle up, to see whose voice they're using that particular day, whether it's a coach or a team. But for the most part, they're in these position groups, so it's kind of hard to see that. But I hear what you're saying there. That's a good thought.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Hey, it's 8:02. It's hour 3 of 3 here this morning on the Morning Drive.
All I can gather from that is that the dog was cold.
Maybe so. The dog might have been cold. Okay. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, of the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too. 806-771-0973. Jamie, Jeff, and I, we all come to you from the First United Bank studio. All right, so I'm just seeing this article in the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. This is an article written by Don Williams. And the Big 12, upon the AJ's request, has issued a statement with regard to Cody Cambell's comments about Texas Tech potentially playing Houston on a Friday night. Okay.
It's funny. I was hoping you were going to say the Big 12 has issued a statement on the call by the third base umpire Sunday's baseball game in Fort Worth, but
that would have been better.
Yeah.
So the potential is to play Houston on Friday, September the 18th, and it looks like this is something that's going to happen. This is what Cody Cambell told the AJ the other day, I guess on Tuesday, the 31st. I heard about it through the Tech football staff up here and our administration that it was being discussed. The TV partners, have the draft or whatever, and the conference doesn't want to really acknowledge it, but they do have an ability to influence those decisions. They just chose not to because they were chasing ratings, which I do understand on one hand. But on the other hand, high school football is important in the state of Texas. We've got a road game the week before. It's not an ideal situation for us, and I think our conference should protect us more than they did. There is a point there because he does point out that probably going to get home from Oregon at about 4 in the morning. And so you're already going to have a short week because they use Sunday to prepare and kind of as a, make sure everybody's okay from the day before and have a light practice and walk through and all that kind of stuff. Campbell goes on to say in the AJ, I think it's done unless they come back and they figure something else out. I think Yormark could have gone to bat for us and didn't because, again, he wanted the ratings. I think Fox is not concerned about any individual team. I think, again, they also want ratings, so they picked the game that's going to give them the most viewership for that weekend. Sure, that's the business that we're in. And when you as a conference or a school, sell your television rights, the people that are putting these things on, they want to have the biggest games available because guess what? The advertisers want to be associated with the game that's got the most eyeballs, right? Makes sense, right?
Pretty simple.
So the AJ then went to the Big 12 and wanted a comment from Brett Yormark. And here's where it gets a little interesting. This is, according to the AJ, what they got from Brett Yormark. Cody Cambell does not run the Big 12. Our board and our ADs approved playing 12 games a year off of Saturdays in an effort to raise the profile, narrative, and the viewership of Big 12 football. Texas Tech hosting a primetime game on Friday night delivers that. Friday night Big 12 football games outperformed the conference's average rating by 64% in 2025. All of our schools are treated equally during the scheduling process, and this game fits within our scheduling parameters. I am thankful that our TV partners provide us with these opportunities. Okay. Campbell went on to say in the AJ, we'll deal with it. We'll play on Monday night if we have to, but I don't think it's in the best interest of our kids or our program or even the Big 12 for us to be playing that game that night. So apparently also, Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt, according to the AJ, has advised athletic directors from Lubbock ISD, Lubbock Cooper, and Friendship schools that the Red Raiders might play on that Friday night, September the 18th. This is from a Texas Tech spokesman, according to the AJ, in case they want to adjust the games in response. which makes sense. Hey, if we know we're going to do this, I mean, this is March. I mean, it's not like this is August 30th and we're just finding this out, or this is April. But I mean, when you found this out, it was in March. So if you want to adjust, you've got months to do this, and let everybody know if you don't want to compete against Tech on that Friday night.
Correct.
So, I just thought it was, I guess the thing that's most interesting to me is the kind of the opening. The tone. Yeah, the tone from Yormark, and the fact that he named Cody Cambell. When he said, Cody Cambell does not run the Big 12. I'm in charge here. The little Al Haig there. I'm in charge here at the White House.
That sounds to me like somebody this is not the first time he's heard from the person mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like
a little frustration there,
yeah,
too.
like I'm kind of fed up with dealing with this.
Yeah. And I want to make sure everybody understands our board and our ADs are approved playing 12 games a year. I mean, I think if he'd have said off the start, Yormark or the Big 12 or whoever wrote this for him. I mean, certainly if Brett Yormark's name is associated with it, he has signed off on it in some form or fashion, okay? If they'd have just said, hey, our board of directors and our athletic directors approve playing 12 games a year off of Saturdays in an effort to raise the profile and narrative, and Texas Tech hosting a primetime, and that all makes sense.
Every bit of it.
Yeah, all that makes sense. But when you name a guy who, one, has donated time and effort and money, you're not calling him out. You're exactly calling him out, which is, I don't know if that's the wisest thing to do. But maybe he's just frustrated.
Did he call Brett Yormark out first?
I don't.
Yes.
I mean, he did. He did.
Yes.
I was going to say if
yes is the answer.
Yeah, I mean,
he specifically used his name and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He knows how important Texas high school football is, and for him to do that. Blah.
So I guess tit for tat kind of deal.
That's kind of how I see it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and both these guys are big boys. I mean,
I don't think either one.
You don't have to worry about.
And I also don't worry about them having a working relationship in the future.
No.
If that ever needed to be.
Yeah, I think they can work. It is what it is. But you don't. It's just interesting how it's worded in the media in this fashion. But both of them have chosen to do this.
Yeah, and I don't know that Cody would have any issue with Brett calling him out. He clearly went to social media and made it public, his frustration. And
he made it public that this was going to be a Friday night game before any of us really knew that this was going to
shoot Brett an email and say, hey, let's talk about this. He
may have. We don't know.
He may have, but he also went very public with it. So I don't know how anybody could be mad at the other in the situation.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Both have kind of called it the way it is.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.